So I was 8 years old. I had lived in the same place for, since we were probably five, since I was five. Knew everybody in the neighborhood. There was this one kid, his name was Ken. His mom made the best grilled cheese ever. And I was always hungry, so I always hung out with them. She was Filipino, she didn't speak English. His dad was a Vietnam vet, which would explain probably she was Vietnamese and not Filipino. I guess I just figured that out right now. So she was probably Vietnamese. I'm not sure why I thought she was Filipino. Anyway, he didn't like his dad. He was always gone. He had this boat that he liked. He had this, garage that you weren't allowed to go into, and on the side of it were all these rabbits. And I thought they had pet rabbits. And it turned out, um, when I got fed rabbit one night over there, that those weren't exactly pet rabbits. But I won't hold it against the mom, based on everything I heard about this dude, and I never saw him. I don't even know where he was, but apparently when he was there, he was scary. That, hey, cook the rabbit, man, whatever. She made great grilled cheese. So anyway, we're in his garage, and I say, hey, I like fire. My grandpa, was a firefighter for 30 years, and he's like, I like fire too. I like starting stuff on fire. And he asked me if I'd ever started anything on fire, and I'm like, well, actually, like last year, Scott and I went to the park down there, and we started a little pile of stuff on fire, and it got out of hand, and the fire trucks came, and I just thought, oh my god, if anyone like shows up that I know, I'm in so trouble because they know I like fire. So I didn't light the fire. So we're in his garage, and he takes this bag and he pours gas on it, and he puts a bunch of wood shavings that were on the floor in the bag, and he says, let's throw it up in the air. And I said, no, that's a bad idea. But I'm thinking, do it, do it, do it. And maybe I said, do it, do it, do it. I don't like to think I said that, but I definitely thought it. So he throws it up, and of course, it doesn't come down. It lands in the rafters, and the entire garage starts on fire. And I'm thinking, holy shit, there's rabbits on the side of the garage. So I run out the door and I look, and there's no rabbits. Apparently, they had already been cooked without the need of our fire. And I have to admit, this was my fourth fire requiring fire trucks. And not the last. We'll get to that later. But I never lit them. I'm not sure why all my friends were pyros. Maybe I had some influence. That's not important now. One thing I can tell you is don't throw bags full of gas laden wood shavings into rafters. And the next thing I will say is if you do not stick around and deny it forever. And I guess we have some other fires we have to talk to at some point, but that's pretty much the end of that story. And no, I never went to that house again. And no, I never ate her grilled cheese. And I have no idea what happened to any of them. And then we moved. So it all turned out for the best.